Hello. So ito, last discussion natin for BAPE 6 before our midterm examinations next week. And don't forget, may long quiz tayo for both BAPE 6 and BAPE 7 this week. So ang BAPE 6 will be on Friday, BAPE 7 will be on Wednesday. Ganito. Wednesday, 9 a.m. to Thursday, 9 p.m. Ulitin ka. Wednesday, 9 a.m. to Thursday, 9 a.m. So, 24 hours yun for BAPE 7. Then, afternoon, dire-diretso, Thursday, 9 a.m. to Friday, 9 a.m. for BAPE 6. So, ang coverage natin for BAPE 6, long quiz is corp liquidation and joint arrangement. For BAPE 7 naman is yung consolidated financial statements from part 1 to part 4. So anyways, ito na yung last discussion natin for accounting for special transactions before our midterm examinations. Joint arrangement. Now, to tell you the fact, itong joint arrangement, pagdating nyo sa review nyo for the board exams, madali lang to. No sweat itong si joint arrangement. Kasi akala ko nung una, mahirap to eh. Pero yun pala, nung ni-review na sa amin for the board exams, madali lang si joint arrangement. And, ang makalito lang kasi kay joint arrangement yung terminologies kasi may tinatawag tayong joint arrangements, may tinatawag tayong joint control, then yung joint venture, joint operation. So, just remember the distinguishments or the difference between those terminology kasi lahat sila may joint sa pangalan eh. So, anyways, let's go with our discussion. So, before that, let's hear from our sponsors. Hehe. So ito, learning objectives natin for joint arrangement. Una, define a joint arrangement and its characteristics. Pangalawa, differentiate between a joint operation and a joint venture. So itong joint operation and joint venture, basically, there are two types of joint arrangement na ina-account natin. Then, account for joint operations and describe the accounting requirements for joint ventures. So, ano nga ba itong si joint arrangement? Now, PFRS 11 is the standard that provides for the governorship of joint arrangement. So, ang sabi ni PFRS 11, ang joint arrangement daw is an arrangement of which two or more parties have joint control. So, from that definition alone, nakikita natin yung mga necessary requirements. Na una, there must be at least two or more parties na nagkaroon sila ng arrangement, ng agreement, kumbaga, na they will have joint control. Joint control over what? Malalaman natin. So, yun yung definition ni PFRS 11. Sorry na kasi, medyo sinisipon ako. Pabago-bago ng panahon eh. So, yun, PFRS 11. Yan yung definition na binigay ni PFRS 11 which governs over joint arrangements. So, ito, essential elements in the definition of joint arrangement. Dalawa sila. Si contractual arrangement and si joint control. Now, si contractual arrangement, basically, there's a contractual agreement for the sharing of joint control over an investee. Distinguishes an interest in a joint arrangement from other types of investment. So, yan. Meron silang agreement. Meron silang contract. May pinagkasunduan sila. May pirmahan sila. Nandun yung mga stipulations nila kung ano yung pinagkasunduan nila. And from that contractual agreement, there's a stipulation na they will be sharing a joint control over an investee. Now, this type of arrangement distinguishes it from other forms of investment. Specifically, or namely, yung investment securities measured at fair values provided by PFRS 9. Pangalawa, investment in associate provided by PAS 28, and yung investment in subsidiary, which is governed by PFRS 3 and PFRS 10, business combination and consolidated financial statements, yung diniscuss natin sa BAPE 7. So, yan. So, may distinct personality ang isang joint arrangement as a type of investment that is different from these three. Now, PFRS 11 is not applicable without such agreement. So, dapat may pinagkasunduan mo na sila at the very first place na magsishare sila ng joint control. Pag walang agreement, then hindi yan joint arrangement. Kasi required talaga na may contractual arrangement, na may contractual agreement. Now, the second element, essential element, is joint control. Now, ang definition ni joint control is the contractually agreed sharing of control of an arrangement, which exists only when decisions about the relevant activities require the unanimous consent of the parties sharing control. So, yan, nakikita nyo. Joint control, dapat pinagkasunduan muna nila na they will have a joint control. Kung saan, nag-i-exist lang yun kapag may mga decisions that is relevant to the activities, such as buying of assets, purchase of assets, acquisition of assets. That is a relevant part of activities. Pangalawa, acquiring of debts. That is a relevant part of activity. Pero when it comes to day-to-day operations, hindi naman relevant activities. That is a very monotonous normal operation activities. So hindi na kailangan diyan ng collective decision making between the parties in a joint arrangement. Kasi day-to-day operations na lang yan. But when it comes to relevant activities, gaya ng sabi natin, purchase of equipment and acquiring debts, yun, doon kailangan na ng collective decision making nila. Pero pag day-to-day operations lang, hindi na kailangan nila mag-intervene. Kasi hassle na yan eh. So, yung mga relevant activities lang. So, dalawa yan. Una, dapat may contractual arrangement sila. And pangalawa, dapat may joint control. Joint control that needs decision-making on relevant activities. Relevant activities, kailangan may unanimous consent. Basically, collective decision-making yan. Pero pag hindi relevant activities, such as day-to-day operations lang, no need na. So, yan. Next. To, PFRS 11 distinguishes between parties that have joint control of a joint arrangement referred to as joint operators or joint ventures. Bakit? Kasi may tinatawag tayong joint operation, may tinatawag rin tayong joint ventures, pero later na yan. And parties that participate in but do not have a joint control of a joint arrangement. So, anong meaning yan? Meaning yan, pwedeng magkaroon ng arrangement of 2 or more persons, let's say, joint arrangement within 5 persons, pero dapat at least 2 of them have joint control. So, big sabihin, kahit na may tatlong participants dyan, as long as yung dalawa, diba sabi ko, joint arrangement, kahit na may 5 participants dyan, pero dapat at least 2 sa kanila may joint control. Yun, dapat may joint control ang at least 2 sa kanila. So, yung 3, kahit na wala silang joint control, basta yung 2 others, may joint control sila, then you can call that joint arrangement. So, yan. Ang sinasabi lang kasi kanyang definition dito is, there must be an arrangement kung saan at least 2 or more parties may joint control. So, it does not necessarily mean na lahat ng participants sa or lahat ng parties sa isang arrangement dapat may joint control. Hindi. Ang sinasabi lang, at least 2 sa mga participants na yon may joint control. At least 2. So, kahit na, gaya na sabi natin, kahit 5 participants yan or 5 parties yan sa isang arrangement, as long as yung 2 sa kanila may joint control, then you can call that joint arrangement as provided by PFRS 11. Yun ang yung sinasabi dito. Party to a joint arrangement is an entity that participates in a joint arrangement regardless of whether that entity has joint control of the arrangement. So, yun. Then ito yung sasabi natin, distinguishment between yung types of investment. Ito, regular investor, yung ka lang, parang stockholder ka lang, parang ganun, di ba? Yung for business lang, investment, for return of profit, return of investment lang yung inisip mo. Yun, FVPL or Fibonacci asset, less than 20%. Ito, alam ko familiar kayo sa table na to, nakita nyo na to sa intermediate accounting nyo ata. And it is governed by PFRS 9. Accounting is at fair value. Yan, alam ko familiar ka dito. So ito, basically ito, wala tong significant influence, wala tong control, nag-invest lang siya. Ngayon, ito si significant influence. Itong si significant influence, as you know, investment in associate yan. Ito. Then 20 to 50% yung interest in voting rights niya kay investee. So, not enough to gain control, but more than enough to have a significant influence over the investee. Not enough to gain control, but more than enough to have a significant influence sa decision making ni investee sa operations niya. Now, di ba, if you can still remember your investment in associate, kahit na hindi na-reach yung 20%, but facts and circumstances surrounding the relationship between the investor and investee, you can conclude that there's a significant influence, so you can still consider that as an investment associate. So, not necessarily 20% at talaga. Kailangan nyo rin tingnan yung facts and circumstances surrounding between the relationship. But generally, 20 to 50% significant influence yan. So, that is a type of investment in associate. And sa standard, past 28, equity method. Now, itong dalawang to, it is discussed sa inyong intermediate accounting sa FAR, Financial Accounting and Reporting. Diyan yan dinidiscuss itong dalawa. Now, itong dalawang sa baba, dinidiscuss to sa advanced accounting, which is our subject. Ito, control. Investment in subsidiary, 51 to 100% interest in the voting rights of the investee, governed by the standard of PFRS 3 and PFRS 10. Si PFRS 3, ano yan? Remember your BAPE 7? That is business combination. PFRS 10, kakadiscuss lang natin, consolidated financial statement. Ang accounting dyan is consolidation. So, ito. Ngayon, i-discuss na natin yung joint control, which is a type of investment under which under the topic of joint arrangement, which kung dalawa yung type of investment niya, si joint operation and si joint venture. Na kung saan yung interest in voting rights of investee, wala dito, contractually agreed lang kasi yan, pinagkasunduan. Kasi dito, depende sa kung ano yung interest mo sa voting rights. Kaya nga sinabi dito, that distinguishes it from other types of investment, yung contractual arrangement, yung contractual agreement nila. It distinguishes it from the other forms of investment. And this is governed, depende kung joint operations, governed yan ng PFRS 11 and other relevant PFRS. Kung joint venture naman, it is governed by PFRS 11 rin, pero with the combination na of PAS 28, which is investment in associate. Ito, yung accounting niya, recognize own assets, liabilities, revenue, and expenses, plus shares in assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses of the joint operation, or pag joint venture, equity method. Tandaan nyo, ang nagre-recognize dito yung mga parties to the contractual arrangement, yung joint operators or joint ventures. So, kung joint operators under joint operations, ito yung nire-recognize niya. Yung joint venturers under a joint venture, ito yung nire-recognize niya, equity method. So, yan na. Tandaan nyo yung distinguishment nila. Joint arrangement, yan yung topic natin. Under PFRS 11, joint control is an essential element of joint arrangement. Ito, joint operation and joint venture, yan na yung types of investment, either joint operation or joint venture. And ito yung kanilang recognition. So, itong sa taas, sa FAR to din-discuss, intermediate accounting nyo. Itong sa baba, sa advanced accounting to din-discuss. Ito sa BAPE 7 natin, si consolidation, si control, investment subsidiary. Ito naman si joint control, under to sa BAPE 6. Yan, few examples lang. Makita rin man to sa book ni Zeus. Actually, sa book lang to ni Zeus. So ito, A, B, and C has an arrangement whereby A has 50% voting rights, B has 30%, and si C daw may 20. Now, the parties agree that kailangan, or at least 75% of the voting rights are required to make decisions about the relevant activities of their arrangement. Now, analysis. The requirement that at least 75% of voting rights is needed to make a decision imply that A and B have joint control over the arrangement because decisions cannot be made without both A and B agreeing. Kasi tingnan nyo, 50% kay A, 30% kay B, that's 80%. That's more than enough para makuha yung at least 75% voting rights for them to agree on decision making. And as you can see, A and C, not enough yan. 70% lang. Lalo na si B and C, that's only 50%. So, kailangan si A and si B mag-agree sila para magkaroon ng o para magkaroon sila ng decision making sa relevant activities ng kanilang joint arrangement kasi 80% yung combination nilang dalawa eh. Now, this will be different pagdating sa case number 2 which says that si A, B, and C may joint arrangement kung saan 50% ang voting rights kay A, 25% naman kay B, kay C naman 25% rin. Now, ang pinagkasunduan nila, at least 75% ang voting rights are required to make decisions about the relevant activities of the arrangement. Na kaso dito, may problema. Bakit? A, B, and C, not necessarily problema, may distinction. A, B, and C collectively control the arrangement because to reach the 75% voting rights or required votes, either A and B or A and C should agree to. No, yun, magulo yan. Bakit? To be a joint arrangement kasi, the parties would need to specify which combination of the parties is required to agree unanimously on decisions about the relevant activities of the arrangement. So, dyan na nagkakagulo. Kasi kung titingnan mo dito kay letter A, walang different combinations kung sino ang kailangan mag-agree. Walang different combinations. Ang sabi lang, impliedly, si A and si B. A and B. A and B lang yung combinations na required para mag-decide sila on relevant activities. A and B lang ang combination. Pagdating nyo dito kay case number 2, dalawang combinations tayo meron. A and B, A and C. A and B, at saka si A and C. Na, hindi specified kung kaninong combination ang required para magkaroon ng decision on relevant activities. So, kailangan, bago sila maklasify as a joint arrangement, gaya ng sabi dito, they would need to specify what combination. A and B ba? Or A and C? A and B ba? Or A and C? Kailangan munang ma-specify kung anong combination, ulitin natin, ang kailangan para magkaroon ng decision making on relevant activities. Now, same rin dito kay case number 3. Medyo same lang. A and B each have 35% voting rights. So that's 70% I mean. 70 of the voting rights sa isang arrangement. The remaining 30% is widely dispersed. So decision about the relevant activities require a majority of the voting rights. Now as you can see here, marami ring combinations. A and B kasi kailangan nandito is majority of the voting rights. So that is at least 51%. Diba? Majority lang kailangan. Now, as you can see, maraming combinations ang pwede dito. Pwede si A and B, pwede rin si A and yung 30% or at least 16% of that 30%, then B and at least 16% of that 30%. Kasi kailangan lang nila is at least 51% of the voting rights para magkaroon ng decision sa relevant activities. So maraming combinations. So A and B have joint control only if the contractual arrangement specifies that decision require both A and B. So kailangan dito naka-specify na kasi maraming combinations na pwedeng mangyari. Dito kasi kay case number 1, walang ibang combination, A and B lang. So that's implied. Pero dito kay case number 2 and case number 3, maraming combinations. So kailangan may specificity. Mayroon bang word na specificity? Kailangan ma-specify nila kung aling combination ba na ang kailangan para magkaroon ng decision for relevant activities. This is because a majority can be reached either in the combination of A and other parties or B and other parties. Kasi 16% lang kailangan eh. 16% lang. So yan, pag maraming combinations, tandaan nyo, kailangan may specified nila kung aling combination yung required to have a joint control. If hindi naka-specify, hindi yung joint arrangement. Tandaan nyo, kasi dito walang combination, walang different combination, isa lang. So yan, dire-diretso, joint arrangement. Both kay case 2 and case 3, kailangan pa ng since maraming combinations ang pwedeng mangyari, so kailangan specified kung aling combination para sa decision making on relevant activities. Ito, 2 types of joint arrangement. May dalawang types tayo ng joint arrangement. Una, si joint operation. Pangalawa naman, si joint venture. Na ito, si joint operation is a kind of a joint arrangement whereby the parties that have joint control over the arrangement have rights to the assets and obligations of the liabilities relating to the arrangement. Tawag sa kanila, joint operator. So, tandaan nyo yung difference sila dalawa kasi importante to kasi nakabase yan sa definition nila kung paano mo i-account yung isang joint arrangement. I-account mo ba siya as joint operation or i-account mo siya as joint venture. Yun, kailangan yung yung distinction between the joint operation and the joint venture. Then, sanin ako? Yun, nawala to, nag-mental block. So, yun, joint operations, yung mga joint operators, mayroon silang karapatan over the assets and obligations over the liabilities. So, may direct control sila sa rights, sa assets and liabilities ng kanilang arrangement. Pagdating naman kay joint venture, it is a joint arrangement kung saan the parties that have joint control over the arrangement, yung rights lang nila is over the net assets. The net assets lang, the equity, kumbaga, the residual interest. Doon lang sila may karapatan. And they are called joint ventures. So, yan o, kita nyo yung distinction nila. Joint operations, yung karapatan ng joint operators, nasa rights and obligations. Diyan lang sila may rights and sa rights and liabilities. Pero pagdating sa joint venture, yung rights lang ng joint venturers, yung parties to the arrangement, is nasa net asset, residual interest, nasa equity. Diyan lang sila may karapatan. So, yan isa yan sa mga importanteng distinction para malaman nyo kung paano nyo i-account ang isang joint arrangement. Joint venture ba? Or joint operation? To, paano natin ma-determine, sir? Paano natin ma-determine kung yung arrangement is a joint venture or kung yung arrangement is a joint operation? Of course, the standard has provided us with the necessary information para malaman natin kung ano yung nature ng kanilang arrangement. So ito, an entity applies judgment when determining the type of joint arrangement in which it is involved by first considering its rights and obligation arising from the arrangement. So, anong rights sila meron? Anong obligation sila meron sa arrangement na yan? Usually, nakikita yan sa kanilang agreement, sa kanilang contractual agreement. Nasa stipulation siya ng kanilang agreement. Ang karapatan ba nila ay nasa rights and nasa assets and liabilities or yung rights lang nila is over the net assets? Nasa stipulation siya ng kanilang contractual agreement. Next thing to do is assessing its rights and obligations in relation to the structure and legal form of the arrangement, terms of the contractual agreement, and the other facts and circumstances. So, titingnan mo talaga yung kanilang contractual agreement. Anong nakalagay dyan? Anong stipulations dyan? And from the facts and circumstances surrounding that, tsaka mo madidetermine if it is a joint operation and if it is a joint venture. So, yan. So, with that, let's talk about the rights and obligations arising from the agreement. Now, pagdating nyo sa board exam, sa review for the board exam, dalawa yan. Dalawa ang tinitingnan natin para malaman kung if yung nasa problem is pertaining to a joint operation or joint venture. Dalawa yung tinitingnan natin. Una, ito yung unang tinitingnan. Kapag the agreement confers the parties that have joint control the rights to the asset and obligations to the liabilities of the joint arrangement, kasi dito yan kinuha sa definition nila, then that is a joint operation. Rights to the assets, obligations to the liabilities over the joint arrangement, yan yung karapatan ng joint operators, then that is a joint operation. Pangalawa, kay joint venture, when the agreement confers to the parties that have joint control the rights to the net asset lang, the owner's equity, the equity portion, the residual interest, then that joint arrangement is to be considered as a joint venture. So, yan yung unang tinitingnan sa problem para malaman nyo kung joint operation ba yan or joint venture. Joint operation yan kapag yung rights to the asset and obligations to the liabilities Joint venture yan kapag yung rights lang is only to the net asset. Yan yung unang tinitingnan. Pangalawang tinitingnan is the existence of a separate vehicle. Is the existence. Ano yan, sir? Kotse talaga yan, sir? Hindi. Terminology lang yan. Ano bang separate vehicle? Vehicle. A separately identifiable financial structure, including separate legal entities or entities recognized by statute, regardless of whether those entities have a legal personality. Yan yung mga separate vehicle. So, like for example, di ba? Na-discuss natin sa BAPE 7, yung special purpose entities. Yung special purpose entity, that is a separate vehicle. Yung nag-create sila ng nag-create sila ng bagong entity for the purpose of that entity to perform specific operations para yung specialized na yung specific entity lang na yan or the special purpose entity to perform specific operations, specific activities para hindi na ma-hassle yung parent entity. So they will just create separate legal entities or separate entities to handle the specific operations, the specific task that it was made to do. So yan, that is a separate vehicle. Separate vehicle. So yan, yan yung second na tinitingnan natin para malaman if it is a joint operation or a joint venture. Now, ito ang sabi. A joint arrangement that is not structured through a separate vehicle is automatically considered to be a joint operation. So, kapag ang problem, walang sinabi na it is expressly man or impliedly na sinabi na walang separate vehicle kasi either expressly lang yung sinasabi or impliedly depending sa wording ng problem, automatic i-consider mo yan as a joint arrangement. Basic, automatic, HTPM. Kapag walang separate vehicle, whether impliedly man sinabi or expressly, automatic joint operation yan. Now, kapag merong sinabing separate vehicle ang problem, kapag merong sinabi, a joint arrangement in which the assets liabilities relating to the arrangement are held in a separate vehicle, ibig sabihin, transfer nila sa separate vehicle yung lahat ng kakailanganin para yung separate vehicle na yung mag-operate, mag-manage, maggawa ng activity, perform the task. Yun, ibig sabihin may separate vehicle. Then, it is either a joint venture or a joint operation. So, yan ang tinitingnan. Kapag walang separate vehicle, then no sweat, automatic joint operation yan. Now, kapag may separate vehicle, then either joint venture yan or joint operation. Now, kapag ganyan yung nangyari, balikan mo na to. Titingnan mo na kung ano yung karapatan nila over that separate vehicle. Titingnan mo na. So, yan ha. Ang unang step, tingnan mo. Ganito yan ha sa board exam. Ang unang step, tingnan mo. Or any other problems na encounter nyo when it comes to joint arrangement. Baboses ko dahil sipunata. So, yun. Sa board exam or any problems may encounter nyo under joint arrangement, unang titingnan nyo, may separate vehicle ba? Kapag walang separate vehicle, automatic yan, consider nyo joint operation. Now, kapag may separate vehicle, whether impliedly man or expressly sinabi, then that is either a joint venture or a joint operation. No? Kapag ganyan nangyari, punta kayo sa step 2. Tingnan nyo na. Ito. If yung separate vehicle, sabi ng problem, meron daw, then tingnan mo na kung ano yung karapatan ng parties to the arrangement. If kapag yung if the parties to the arrangement have rights to the assets and obligations to the liabilities, then that is a joint operation. Now, kapag yung parties to the arrangement, rights to the net assets lang, then that is a joint venture. So, yan ha. Unang tinitingnan nyo, kapag may separate vehicle. Pag walang separate vehicle, ulitin natin, automatic yan, joint operation. Kapag may separate vehicle naman, punta kayo sa step 2. Eto, tingnan nyo kung ano yung stipulation sila. Kapag yung parties to the arrangement may rights sa assets and obligations to the liabilities, that is a joint operation. Kapag naman, on the other hand, rights to the net assets lang, then that is a joint venture. Usually naman straightforward yung mga questions sa board exams sa mga reviewers, review materials. Usually naman straight to the point sila. So don't worry too much about distinguishing kung joint operation ba yan or joint venture. Kasi ang accounting nyo for joint arrangement is depende muna sa distinction kung joint operation yan or joint venture. So ito examples provided sa book ni Zeus. Una, case number 1, the examples. A, B, and C, so parties to the arrangement, each engaged in extraction of oil, agreed to acquire and jointly operate an oil pipeline. The parties will share equally in the pipeline's acquisition and operating cost. So from that alone, meron bang create na joint vehicle? Wala Tingnan nyo, agreed to acquire and jointly operate. So sila mismo ang mag-ooperate. Sila mismo ang mag-ooperate. So walang separate vehicle dyan. Yun. Isipin mo na, joint operation yan. Pero of course, para ma-make sure natin, basahin nyo ulit yung read also the next statement. The parties will share equally in the pipeline's acquisition and operating cost. So sure ka na, joint operation yan. The joint arrangement is a joint operation. Without looking to the analysis, you can already determine that this is a joint arrangement. Because it confers to the parties rights to the assets and obligations for the liabilities of the joint arrangement. Kasi sila mismo mag-ooperate tapos sila rin yung mag-shoulder ng acquisition and operating cost ng ng kanilang pipeline. So that is a joint operation. Now, case number 2. A and B agreed to jointly, ito wording pa lang, agreed to jointly manufacture and distribute a particular product. So from that wording alone, pwede mo nang sabihin that is a joint operation kasi sila mismo ang gagawa, sila mismo ang magpe-perform. Each party will carry out different parts of the manufacturing process bearing its own, bearing its own cost. So sure ka na kasi they will bear their own cost but will have an equal share on the revenues. So yan, kahit di mo nabasahin yung analysis, alam mo ng joint operation yan. Because it is not structured through a separate vehicle kasi they will carry out the task themselves. Walang separate vehicle na magpe-perform. Now let's go to case number 3. Sabi dito, A and B entered into a joint arrangement or joint agreement, to form Alphabet Corporation. O yan na, may separate vehicle na tayo. So yan, alam mo na may separate vehicle. Now, tingnan mo, ang next mong gagawin, tingnan mo ano yung karapatan na meron yung parties to the joint arrangement. Rights and rights to the asset and obligations to the liabilities ba? Or rights to the net assets lang? Yun yung step 2. Kasi, nakita mo, may separate vehicle ng create, si Alphabet Corporation. Na kung saan itong si Alphabet Corporation will manufacture materials required in A and B's individual manufacturing process. So, yung separate vehicle, may specific task siya. Specific task niya, siya yung magmamanufacture ng mga materials na kailangan ni A and B sa kanilang operation. So, may specific task siya, parang special purpose entity, kumbaga. Now, each party will have 50% ownership interest in Alphabet Corporation. Alphabet will have its own assets. Yun, kita nyo na. Alphabet will have its own assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. Yung meron lang karapatan si A and B over Alphabet is 50% ownership interest. Ano yan? Equity. Net assets yan. So yan. Kahit di mo nabasahin itong analysis, may separate vehicle. Then yung karapatan ni A and B is only 50% to the each of them 50% to the ownership interest. Pangatlo, si Alphabet, siya yung magmamanage ng kanyang assets, liabilities, revenues, equity, expenses, income. Siya yung magmamanage. So yan. You can already say that is a joint venture. Joint venture without looking at this, basahin na lang natin. Alphabet Corporation, the separate vehicle is a legal entity separate and distinct from its owners. Accordingly, Alphabet assets and liabilities are its own as provided here. rather than its owners. This indicates that the joint arrangement confers A and B rights to the net assets of Alphabet, kung saan 50% sila. As opposed to specific assets and liabilities, the joint arrangement is considered to be a joint venture, so no sweat. However, A and B can modify the features of the separate vehicle such as that A and B will have rights to the asset and obligations of the liabilities for the liabilities of the separate vehicle. Such modification can make such arrangement a joint operation. So yun, no? Kasi ang sabi lang dito is 50% ownership interest lang, then yung assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses, si separate vehicle, Alphabet Corporation, na yung bahala. Ito, additional cases, number 4 and number 5. So, refer to case number 3, above, which is pertaining to the Alphabet Corporation. In addition, it was further agreed that A and B shall purchase all of Alphabet's output in the ratio of 50-50. Alphabet cannot sell to third parties without A and B. So, then, parang medyo dependent si Alphabet sa A and B. Kay A and B, medyo dependent siya. Then, Alphabet's pricing policy is designed to cover only the operating cost. Thus, Alphabet is intended to operate at a break-even level. So, from that alone, parang may feel mo na that is a joint operation. Kasi, parang medyo dependent si Alphabet sa A and B kay A and B. So, basahin natin, the exclusivity of Alphabet's output to A and B reflects, dependence of Alphabet's on A and B in generating cash flows. Therefore, A and B have an obligation to fund the settlement of Alphabet's liabilities. So, yan. So, di ba sabi natin? Yung whether expressly sinasabi yan or impliedly, so understand nyo talaga yung problem. Whether expressly sinasabi na rights to the assets and obligations to the liabilities or rights to net assets, either expressly yan sinasabi sa problem or impliedly. So, moreover, that exclusivity evidences A and B rights to all the economic benefits of the assets of Alphabets. Now, because of these facts and circumstances, you will consider that as a joint operation. So, kasi dependent si Alphabet kay A and B Wala siyang pwedeng gawin. Parang slave siya ni A and B. Now, pagdating dito kay case number 5, same lang, si cases 3 and 4. However, yung contractual arrangement nila is si Alphabet pwede nang magbenta ng kanyang output to third parties, resulting in Alphabet's assuming demand, inventory, and credit risk. So, hindi na dependency Alphabet sa kanyang parents na si A and B. So, the changes in the facts and circumstances requires a reassessment of the classification of the joint arrangement. Now, this change pertains to an arrangement of joint venture kasi hindi na dependent He will be assuming Alphabet, the separate vehicle, will now assume the demand, inventory, and credit risk. So, yan intindihin nyo lang. Step 1, tingnan kung may separate vehicle. Kung walang separate vehicle, that is a joint operation immediately. Automatic HATFM. Ngayon, step 1, may nakita kayong separate vehicle, Alphabet Corporation. The next step, tingnan nyo, ano yung stipulations ng kanilang arrangement. Whether impliedly or expressly yan sinasabi. Rights to the assets, obligations to the liabilities, that is a joint operation. On the other hand, kapag ang sinabi ng problem, expressly or impliedly, rights to the net assets lang, that is a joint venture. So, ito, joint operations. Ito na. Ang discussion dito pupunta na sa distinction ni joint operation and ni joint ventures. So, ito, joint operations, financial or reporting by the joint operators, yun yung tawag sa parties to the arrangement. A joint operator shall recognize in relation to its interest in a joint operation. Ito ang kailan niya i-recognize. At siya nire-recognize. Its assets, including its share of any assets held jointly. Ibig sabihin, hati sila ni nung isang party. Its liabilities, including its share of any liabilities incurred jointly. O yun yung incurred, yung kanina ko panginano, incurred liabilities. Kasi ano sinabi ko? Acquired liabilities, incurred liabilities pala yun. Its revenue from the sale of its share of the output arising from the joint operation. So hati sila. Its share of the revenue from the sale of the output by joint operation and expenses including its share of any expenses incurred jointly. So hati-hatian sila. As you can observe, tingnan nyo, the rights to the assets, the obligations to the liabilities, revenue share expenses, yun. Kita nyo, karapatan nila over the rights and obligation nila over the liabilities. So, yun yung in-recognize nila sa joint operation nila. Like this, illustration number 1, buko ulit to ni Zeus. So, si A and B agreed to combine their operations, resources, and expertise to jointly manufacture. Walang separate vehicle. So, that is a joint operation. And sell a particular product. Now, the joint operators will individually, individual task pa. So, sure ka na joint operation yan. Carry out different parts of the manufacturing process, bearing their own costs, but will share equally in the revenues. The joint operation was completed and thus terminated during the year. The following were the transactions. So si A, may sales siya na $200, $200 peso, 100 naman yung expenses niya. Si B naman 150 ang sales, 80 yung expenses. So financial reporting, the individual statements of comprehensive income of the entity. So kay A and B, ito ang ipapakita. Kay A, since ang sabi dito, equal share sila ng revenue, pero they will bear their own cost. So, yung total revenue natin is 200 plus 150, which is equal to 350 times 50%. Kasi yung revenue, gaya ng sabi ng stipulation of agreement nila, hati sila. So, yun, 350 times 50%, 175, 175, entity A and B. Then, sa expenses, bearing their own cost, so, kung anong in-expense nila, yun ang sa kanila. Hindi nila paghatian. So, ito ang itsura. 100 kay A, 80 kay B. So, ang profit ni A from their joint arrangement is 75. Kay B naman, 95. So, yan. Napaka-basic. Illustration number 2. A and B agreed to acquire and jointly operate. O, yan na. Jointly operate. So, you know that walang separate vehicle dyan. Operate an oil pipeline that each will use to transport its own oil. Ito. The joint operators will share equally in the pipeline's acquisition and operating costs. So, joint operation eh. The acquisition cost was 100 million and the operating costs and the operating costs were 30 million. A and B had a total sales of 120 and 150 million respectively. So, ito yung individual financial statements ng entity. Ito, kay entity A and kay entity B. Sa statement of financial position nila, i-recognize nila yung acquisition nila ng pipeline. Yung total cost ng pipeline was 100 million. Eh, sabi, they will share equally in the pipeline's acquisition. So, yan, 50-50 sila. 50 kay A, 50 million din kay B. Kasi sabi dito, share equally in the pipeline's acquisition. Pagdating naman sa kanilang statement of profit or loss, ang sabi, operating costs, they will also share equally. Yung operating cost lang. So, with that, ito yung itsura. Yung sales, 120 kay A, 150 naman kay B. Pagdating sa expenses, since equally shared, yung 30 million operating costs, so 15 kay A, 15 din kay B. So, ito yung profit nila. So, madali lang, di ba? Kung anong stipulation sa contract, sundin lang. Basic. So, yun. Now, let's go to the next topic, which, paano natin ina-account ang joint operation transactions? Ano yung accounting na ginagawa natin? Now, may dalawang ways yan, as provided here. So, basahin natin. Separate accounting records may or may not be required for the joint operation itself, and yung mga financial statements may or may not be prepared for the joint operation. However, the joint operators may prepare management accounts so that they may assess the performance of the joint operation. So, as you can see, dalawang methods meron in accounting for joint operations. Una, ito, no separate records are maintained. Pangalawa, separate records are maintained. So, we will discuss that yung dalawang yan. Ito, no separate records are maintained. So, ito sa no separate records are maintained, basically, any transactions that happens in connection to the joint operations, yung mga joint operators will record that in their individual books. Will record the operations in relation to the joint operations in their individual books. So, kung anong mangyari dyan, may re-record sila. Now, ang nature nitong in connection with that, ito yung account na ginagamit nila. Mag-establish sila ng joint operation account. Yan yung account name. Now, itong joint operation account, it has the nature of an income summary. Diba? Income summary. Then, sa income summary, kapag credit yung ending balance niya, profit yan. Same dito kay joint operation. Kapag si joint operation, credit yung income, yung ending balance niya, credit, that is a profit sa joint operation. Kapag naman debit yan, it is a loss. So, same sila ng nature ng income summary. And as we know, income summary, dyan natin kino-close yung mga expenses and revenue accounts, di ba? Same here. Oh, familiar to. Pag babalikan nyo yung income summary nyo, yung notes sa income summary, familiar yung mga nilagay ditong transactions, merchandise contribution, purchases and freight-in, sales and allowances, merchandise withdrawals, purchase returns, discounts and allowances, sales and other items of income, expenses, unsold merchandises, if any. Now, if mapapansin nyo, provided naman sa book ni Zeus, makikita nyo dito yung solution ng cost of goods sold, which is merchandise contribution plus the purchases and freight-in. Di ba? Then, yung merchandise withdrawal, yung tinanggal, minus yung sa unsold merchandise. Kung iano yung sa purchase returns, etc., etc. Ang lalabas dyan is cost of goods sold on the debit side, which is an expense, di ba? Cost siya. So, with the sales dito, sales. So, yan, any, gaya na sabi natin, it is a nature pa, it is the same nature with income summary. So, pag debit, ulitin natin, pag debit, that is a loss, which is marireceive ng marireceive or will be attributed to the joint operators. Kapag naman credit, that is a profit, which will be also attributed to the joint operator. So, para mas maintindihan natin paano natin siya na-account, tawag dito, illustration, which is book rin ni Zeus. So, itong illustration niya. No separate books maintained. So, si A and B daw, A, B, and C, they form a joint operation, each having equal interest in the joint arrangement. So, equal interest sila. No separate books are maintained for the joint operation. So, yan, individual books ang recording nila. So, yung unang transaction, si A, joint operator A, transfers inventory costing to B, the appointed manager. Si B daw yung mag-manage ng day-to-day operations ng joint operation. So, sa kanya transfer yung inventory. Sa kanya, transfer niya yung inventory. Then, si A, nagbayad ng delivery fee or the freight fee of 5 pesos. So, paano natin nirecord journal entries yan? Dito. Diba? Sabi natin, sa separate books maintained, all of the joint operators will record the transactions in relation to the joint operations in their individual books. Sila magre-record. Now, ito, as you can see, ito yung book ni A. Illustration ni Zeus to. All of us record the transaction in our respective books to a debit to the joint operation account. Ito yun, Now, ito yung kay A. Joint operation, 105. Kasi binayad niya rin yung freight of 5 pesos. Then, inventory of 100 and cash para sa payment nun. Now, yan yung sa recording ng books ni A. Sa recording ng books ni B and C, ito yung lalabas. Joint operation, 105. Same, di ba? Debit to joint operation 105, payable to A 105, same rin kay C. Now, bakit may payable to A? Kasi itong sabi ni Zeus, itong explanation. We credit payable to A because if the joint operation is not pushed through, the inventory should be returned to A kasi siyang nag-contribute Whether nag-stop agad yung joint operation tapos may natitira pang inventory in relation to that. Ibig sabihin 50 lang yung nagamit. Then may 50 pang natira. Since kay A yan, edi babalikan kay A. Ganon, di ba? Or as provided here, pwede ka rin gumamit ng other terms na for the account with A or A ko may be credited. Pero ang ginamit dito, for simplicity and mas maintindihan yung essence niya, payable to A. Bakit? Si A yung nag-contribute. Kapag hindi yan na-distribute lahat, lag-end agad yung joint operation sila, there's an obligation to return those goods to A. That inventory, kailangan ibalik. Kaya ang nilagay dito is payable to A. So yan, nakita nyo, no? Nakikita nyo na? Kada may transaction mangyari, both or all of the joint operators will record something in their individual book. So, transaction B naman tayo. Itong si C nag-transfer ng cash of 200 kay B. Kasi si B ang manager. Siya yung appointed manager. So, sa kanya binigay. Kasi saan ang nagmamanage ng joint operation sila. So, ang journal entries, So, ang journal entries is ito. Si A, yan. Since nadagdagan yung contribution to the joint operations, 200, nag-debit ng 200 si A to joint operations, payable to C kasi si C ang nag-contribute Si C ang contribute. So there's a liability or an obligation to return that 200 pesos kay C if ever nag-stop agad yung nag-cease operation yung joint operation. Yun. Kaya nilalagay nila dito payable to C. Sa books naman ni C, joint operation 200, siyempre, and cash kasi nagbigay siya ng cash to 200. Now, since si B ang ang manager, ang nilagay niya is JO cash. JO cash and payable to C. Now, B, the manager, records the cash receipt using the joint operation cash. JO cash rather than the joint operation account. Kasi gagamitin niya yan sa kanilang operation. Now, at this point, kung gagawa kayo ng T account, you will see na A's and C's joint operation accounts have equal balances of 305. Kasi 105 plus the 200 o 305. However, B's joint operation account has a balance of 105 kasi ito lang ito lang. Kasi yung 200 nilagay niya sa joint operation cash. Nilagay niya sa joint operation cash kasi siya ang nagmamanage siya yung appointed manager. Gagamitin niya sa operations nila. And since, gaya na sabi natin, gagamitin niya sa operation sila, B, purchase inventory costing 250. Of that amount, 50 are on account of B. Ibig sabihin, yung 200 na binigay ni C, ginamit ni B as pambili sa inventory, which has a cost of 250. Now, since 200 lang yung contribution ni yung ginagamit ni B na cash, nag-abono siya on his account of additional 50 pesos para mabili yung 250 worth of inventory. And ito yung kanyang journalizing. As we can see, makikita nyo sa books ni A and C, joint operation 50, payable to B 50. Kasi as you can see, enough naman para sa 200 yung pambili ng inventory. Pero kinulang, meron na kayong 200 at the first place to purchase the inventory. Kulang lang nga ng 50 para buong buo 250 yung mabili. So, nag-abono si B para makompleto yung 250. Kaya ang nilagay lang dito is yung 50. Kasi meron na kayong 200 at the first place Yung 50 na lang yung kulang. So, nag-contribute ulit si B ng 50. Kaya dito nilagay payable to B, 50. And with that, joint operations, 250 kasi itong 250 inventory napunta na sa joint operations. With a credit to JO cash, 200 and accounts payable 50. Pa lang, naisipan nyo na, sir, medyo mahirap man yung no separate books. Not necessarily. Ang problema lang kasi kay no separate books is laborious. Kailangan mong i-record lahat ng transactions in this manner para mas maintindihan mo yung flow niya. Kailangan mo talagang i-record in this manner lahat ng transactions na mangyari. So, hindi siya mahirap. Masyado lang siyang maraming kailangan gawin. Kasi alam mo na, ganito, basic ng sinabi, B, purchase inventory. So, yan, alam mo na, ilalagay sa joint operations, then yung JO cash ang gagamitin dito. C, transfers cash to B. Alam mo na, naka-receive si B ng cash, payable to C. Basta alam mo lang yung kung saan nilalagay na account, goods ka na. Ang problema lang talaga kay no separate books, marami kang kailangan gawin. So, A and C, record only the 50 contribution of B, which he purchased in an account, kasi yung remaining 200 na galing sa contribution ni C is already recorded na. At the first place, nandyan na. That is also recorded sa books ni A and C. Dito na. At the first place pa lang dyan na. At this point, the joint operation accounts of A, B, and C is equal na to 355. Paano yung malalaman? Paano kayo makakasiguro? T-account. T-account. Kung binasa na itong book ni Zeus, makikita nyo na tinitira ng examiner yung inyong kagalingan sa T-accounts pagdating sa joint arrangement. Doon tinitira ng examiner. Kaya nga to binigay oh. So ito, B makes cash sale, oh, ito nakabenta si B ng 800 pesos. So anong recording nila? Ito, receivable from B, si A and C, itong re-record. Receivable from B, 800. Kung makikita nyo dito, di ba? Ang nire-record, ang recordings na ginagawa ng mga joint operators is not kung ano yung share nila, but kung ano yung nangyayari buong-buo sa joint operation. Hindi na nire-record yung equal share nila. Di ba? Equal share sila ng tatlo. Hindi nila nire-record. Ang ginagawa nila, yung recording nila, kung ano yung nangyaring transactions, buong-buo ang pag-record. Oh? Kaya ganito, receivable from B, buong-buo. Hindi kung ano yung share niya dyan, na 1/3. Buong-buo. Receivable from B, 800. Joint operation, 800. Same kay C. Si B, since nakabenta siya, joint operation cash of, joint operation cash of 800 and credit to joint operation 800. Nakabenta siya eh. Joint operation account is credited. Recall that this account is equal to an income summary account. Diba? Income summary. Pag ang income summary is credit, that is a profit. Revenue yan. Profit yan. Now, if an income summary is a debit yung account niya, debit yung ending balance niya, that is a expense, that is a cost. So, since nakabenta ka dito, so yung joint operation mo, which is the same nature as an income summary, credit ka of 800. So, tandaan nyo, ang joint operation, it has the same nature with income summary. Since may idea naman kayo kung anong income summary, di ba? So, isipin nyo na lang na ang joint operation, it has the same nature with an income summary account. Now, if the sale is on account, the account debited is JO, accounts receivable, because it pertains to joint operations. B being the appointed manager. Kasi yung cash lang nilagay dito, so sa JO cash. Pero pag on account yan, B makes on account sale of 800, then JO accounts receivable. So yun. Huwag kayong masyadong mahilo pagdating kayo ng separate books kasi madali lang naman siya. Ang problema lang talaga, gaya na sabi ko, is laborious ang paggawa sa kanya kasi dapat lahat ng joint operators nire-record yung transactions. Now, B pays operating expense of 55 using his own cash. So, yun. Kung nag-contribute si B ng 55, yun, cash. Then, for A and C, si joint operator A and C, 55 debit, joint operation, and payable to B kasi nag-contribute ulit si B. So, yan. Huwag kayong maguluhan. Now, this is the profit or loss. Ending inventory is 30. Ending inventory is 30. Given na. So, how much is the profit or loss of the joint operation? So, ito. Diyan na. Gagawa na kayo ng T-account. Gagamitin nyo na to. So, ito. Merchandise contribution of A. Balikan nyo to. Oh, nag-contribute si A ng 105. Merchandise. Then, yung B, sa cash, wala naman di naman to. Wala naman sinabi dito na cash contribution, no? Wala naman. Di ba? Then, ito, purchases. Ito, alam nyo, purchases including B's contribution. Yung 200 plus yung 50, 250. Then, expenses of 55, ito yun. Oh, yung operating expenses. Then, the sales and other income, which is letter D. Ito yun, no? Nakabenta sila ng 800, oh. Dito, no? Dito nang galing, oh. Sales and other income. Pina-follow lang yung, T-account. Yun yung, if you will, if nabasa nyo na yung book ni Zeus, when it comes to joint arrangement, may makikita kayo dyan na yung payo ni Zeus is T-account talaga, yung tinitira ng examiner pagdating sa joint arrangement, kung ano yung knowledge nyo sa T-account. Kasi yun yung ginagawa dito, yung mga i-generalize nyo, ilalagay nyo sa T-account. So yan o, and the unsold merchandise, the ending inventory, so yung credit balance of the joint operation is 420. That is a profit. Pag debit yan, anong mangyari? That is an expense. That is a loss. But since this is a credit balance in the amount of 420, That is a profit. Then, profit allocation, yan na. May profit eh. So, allocate nyo na yan. Equally naman sila. So, 420 divided by 3. Both A, B, and C will receive 140. Now, ito ang checking. Kung ayaw nyo to gawin, edi may checking yan. Sales, so, 800. Then, the cost of goods sold, the typical formula, 3 to 5. Gross profit and the operating expenses of 55. Kung may profit kang 420. So, napaka-basic. Laborious lang talaga. Kasi gagawin mo lahat ng journal entries kasi lahat ng tawag ito, yung joint operators, each of them will record the transactions in relation to the joint operation in their individual books. Ito, ano yung cash settlement? Ano yung cash settlement? Magkano yung marireceive na cash ng mga operators? Ano yung distribution? Paano yung distribution? No, siyempre, joint operation is liquidated kasi hindi naman permanent eh. It was only set up to perform specific tasks, specific operations, activities. Now, the cost of the unsold inventory is charged to C. So, stipulation yan. How much are the cash settlement to the joint operator? So, magkano yung marireceive nila? So, may dalawang way. Ito, sasabi natin, T account using their personal accounts, or yung pangalawang way is magti-T account ka using their joint operation account. So, titingnan mo yung mga ginornalize mo, payable to B, o yung mga receivable from B, payable to B. Ito, titingnan mo, payable to B. Tinitingnan mo yan. Kasi, personal account yan, yan ini-record nila sa personal accounts nila. Di ba? Or, titingnan mo yung joint operations account nila para sa solution 2, para dito, using the joint operation account. But for me, ang gagamitin ko, personally, is yung using the joint operation account. Diyan, mas madali siyang intindihin. Pero let's discuss both. So ito, payable to A in B and C's book. Kasi, tingnan nyo, balikan natin. Payable to A. Sana yun? Ito, payable to A. So, yung kung anong nasa books nila. So, payable to A, 100 plus, 0.40, 245, payable to B na nasa book ni A and C. Ito, taran, kung saan ang galing transactions, journalizing. Ito naman, payable to C na nasa book ni A and B. Sundan nyo lang. Then, huwag nyo kalimutan yung ending inventory, which is, charge to C. So, yan, 310 yung marireceive ni C. Then, receivable from A in A and C's books, yung 800, yan yung kanilang sales sa joint operation. So, yan, yan. So, the cash settlement, A receives cash up to 45, representing the credit balance in the payable to A account. Si B naman, as the manager and holder of the JO cash, pays A and C a total of 555. Bakit? 245 plus 310. Yan yung receivable nila. So, kung ano yung matitira dyan, which is exactly 245, ito, yan yung kay B. Ito, may mali dito. May typo si Zeus. Dapat C to. Check nyo sa book nyo, dapat C yan. Kasi tingnan nyo, 245, 310. Yan yung marireceive ni, ito marireceive ni C, ito marireceive ni A. So, pakiayos na lang sa mga copies yun ng book ni Zeus, C yan dito, nagtypo yan si Zeus. Yan. B's net is 245. 245 yung marireceive ni B. Which is also stated here. Basic. No problem, no sweat. Ito naman, using the joint operation account, which I would prefer kasi hindi siya magulo tingnan. The cash settlement may also be computed using the joint operations accounts of the operators but reflecting only their net contribution and share in profit. Ito. Kay A, 245. Kay B, 245. Kay C, 310. Notice that the T accounts above are opposite of those in solution 1. Kasi dito, pag credit, that is a receipt. May marireceive ka. Dito naman sa solution 2, pag joint operations account ang gagamitin mo, kapag debit, may receipt ka. A debit balance in means cash receipt, the operator's net investment to the operation and share in profit. B, the holder of JO cash retains the 245 cash kasi yan yung receipt niya, yan yung share niya, and gives the remainder to A and C, which is this one. So yan, tandaan nyo, pag personal account ang gagamitin nyo, yung credit, receipt yan. May matatanggap yung joint operator. Kapag naman using the joint operator accounts, because this represents their investment This represents their investment in the joint operation. Kaya kapag debit yan, may receipt sila. May matatanggap silang share nila sa joint operation. So don't forget, using the personal accounts, pag credit, receipt. Using the joint operation accounts, pag debit, that is a receipt. Because this joint operation account, basically, that is the investment. That is the investment account. So pag may marireceive sila, pag debit yan, may marireceive silang cash. So don't forget about that. Ito naman yung kay B. Okay. Yung this pertains to the kung ano yung ibibigay ni B kay A and C. So yan, napaka-basic lang, di ba? Napaka-basic. Ang laborious lang talaga kasi gaya na sabi natin, kailangan mo tong gawin lahat Now, ito, yung pinakamadali, si separate records are maintained. Kasi itong si separate records are maintained, kung ano lang yung tawag dito, yung transaction na mangyayari, example, di ba dito, kahit yung transaction, nag-contribute si A, di ba, sabi natin, nag-contribute si A, both or all of the other joint operators magre-record sa kanilang individual books pagdating sa no separate books. Pagdating dito kay kay separate records are maintained, kapag magko-contribute ang isang joint operators, hindi na kailangan mag-record ng ibang joint operators in their individual books. Sa separate records lang ang recording. So mas madali, hindi magulo sa separate records. Separate books transactions are recorded in a regular manner similar to an ordinary business. So, hindi na magre-record sa kanilang individual books yung ibang operators. So, ito naman yung yung tawag dito, yung T account na ito yung T account na nasa individual books ng mga operators. As you can see here, contributions and investment, parang investment account siya investment account yung yung nature niya. Costs and expenses paid for the joint operations, share in profit, sales and other revenue, withdrawals, share in loss of joint operations. So, as you can see, kapag positive to, may positive yung niya, yung investment account niya. Pag positive, pag debit to, ibig sabihin positive yung kanyang investment account. Pag negative to, pag credit to, kasi kita nyo dito, share in loss of joint operation, ibig sabihin wala siya marireceive na receipt. Makikita natin mamaya. So ito, illustration. Si A and B and C, nag-form ng joint operation, each having an equal interest. Same ulit, separate records naman ang maintained. Ito, same mga transactions to. As you can see, A transfer inventory costing 100 to B, since B is the appointed manager, with a freight fee of 5 peso. So 105 yung contribution ni A. As you can see here, ang recording lang, wala kay B, wala kay C. We don't record the transaction in our books because it is between joint operator A and the joint operation only. So, as you can see here, ito yung recording ni A, yung joint operation debit of 105 and yung inventory 105 peso. Pagdating sa joint operation books, yung sa separate book, inventory A, inventory 105, A capital, yung ginamit na tawag dito, yung ginamit na account name. Kasi parang kasi di ba ako dito. Kasi sila yung joint operators yan yung contribution nila. So di ba, mas madaling tingnan. Kaysa dito, separate books ka pa. Mas madali kung diretso na lang sa separate sa joint operation books ka na agad, di ba? Mas madali. Same here, C transfer cash of 200 to B. Dito, si C nag-transfer ng cash kay B, considering na si B ang appointed manager. But as you can see here, yung journal entries, A and B's books, wala. Hindi sila nag-record sa kanilang individual books, but rather, it is between the joint operation and the joint operator na may ginawang transaction. So ito, joint operation, 200. Cash, 200. Sa joint operation books, separate books yan. 200. C capital, 200. Yeah, basic na basic, no sweat. B purchase inventory of 250. Of that, 50 yung on account of B. Kasi 200 lang yung at the first place yung cash nila eh. So, nag-bonus si B ng additional 50 para 250 yung mabili nila. So, ito, B's books, joint operation, 50, accounts payable, 50 kasi nag-contribute pa siya ng additional eh. So, yun, purchase of 250 inventory, cash 200 kasi yan lang yung cash niya at the first place, and B capital for his additional contribution para mabili yung inventory. Now, D, B makes a cash sale of 800, wala oh. Walang recording kay A, B, and C. Only recording lang sa joint operation books of cash 800 and a sale of 800. B's operating expenses of 55 using in own cash. O yan oh. Between the joint operator lang and the joint operation. So yan, no sweat, di ba? Mas madali sa separate books. And with that, ito yung profit or loss nila. Ending inventory is 30. How much is the profit or loss? So, gagawin nyo lang yung solution. 800, 420 at the end. Then, allocation. 420 yung profit with the equal daw yung allocation ni ng mga joint operators. So, tatlo sila. 420 divided by 3. That's 140. Checking ito. Income summary. So, napakadali, di ba, ng separate records. No sweat, napakadali. Saan yun? Ito. Paano naman yung cash settlement nila? Ito, provided rin. The joint operation is liquidated. The cost of the unsold inventory, charge ulit kay C. Magkano yung cash settlement nila? So, to, using the capital account. A capital, profit or loss, receipt of 245. 245 rin, 310. Using the joint operation accounts, as you can see, ito yan, no? Interest in joint operation, yan yun. Interest in joint operation. So, separate books ng joint operators. Ito yan, no? Ito yan. O, yan, no? Madali. Ito yung nasa books niya, no? Ito yung nasa books ni joint operation, yung sa separate books niya. Ito yung nasa books ng mga joint operators, which is this one. Ito yan, no? O, don't forget. So, yan, yung mga transactions nangyari and yung share nila sa profit or loss. Ayan. So, 245, 310. Madali lang, di ba? Hassle lang talagang gawin si separate books kasi kailangan lahat ng joint operators may re-record. Kaya mas preferred gamitin si separate books. Ngayon, interest in joint operations whose activity constitutes a business. So, dito, an entity that requires an interest in a joint operation whose activity constitutes a business shall account for it as a share, its share as a business combination. So, dyan na, gagamitin mo na si PFRS 3 and si PFRS 10. Hindi mo na gagamitin si PFRS 11 kasi yung interest mo sa joint operation constitutes a business na. So, yan, additional notes lang yan na binigay ni Zeus. Ngayon, let's go to joint ventures. Na itong si joint ventures, napakadali lang as compared kay joint operations. But basically, the entire topic of joint arrangement is madali lang lalo na pagdating nyo sa review. Makikita nyo gaano siya kadali. An entity first applies PFRS 11 to determine the type of arrangement it is involved in. Of course, yan yung unang step na ginagawa natin. Now, if the arrangement is a joint venture, paano natin determine pag joint venture? Unang step, tingnan nyo kung may separate vehicle. Kung may separate vehicle, pag walang separate vehicle, that is a joint operation. Pero pag nakita nyo na may separate vehicle, either joint operation or joint venture. Ngayon, anong next step? If you can still remember, titingnan mo kung ano yung rights and obligations na meron yung joint operate, yung parties to the arrangement. kapag meron silang rights over the asset and obligations over liabilities, that is a joint operation. On the other hand, kapag yung rights nila is only conferred to the net assets, that is a joint venture. So if the arrangement is a joint venture, the entity recognizes interest as an investment and account for it using the equity method under PAS 28, investment in associates and joint ventures. O, di ba? Basic. If you can still remember, PAS 28 sa intermediate accounting yon. Now, paano natin nire-record? O, ito, recap lang. Paano natin nire-record ang isang equity method? Ito, binigyan tayo ng konting recap. Under the equity method, the investment is initially recognized at a cost and subsequently adjusted for the investor share in the investee's changes in the equity such as profit or loss, OCI, dividends, and results of discontinued operations. So yan, gagawa kayo ng T account dyan. Gagawa kayo ng T account. Yan, napakadali ni joint ventures. Example, ito. Illustration, equity method. On January 1, 2021, ABC Co. entered into a joint arrangement classified as a joint venture. ABC acquired 30% interest in Joint Venture Incorporated, JV Inc. for 500,000. So, makita nyo daw, acquired 30% interest pa lang, wording pa lang. Ibig sabihin, ownership interest lang yung acquire dyan, net assets lang. That is a joint venture. Nagbayad siya ng 500,000 for that 30% interest. So, during the year, JV Inc., the separate vehicle yan, reported 1 million profit and 200,000 other comprehensive income. I.e., the total comprehensive income is 200,000 peso. 1,200,000. Now, JV Inc. declared dividends of 600,000. Now, compute for the carrying amount of ABC's investment on December 31, 2021. So, tandaan nyo, ito yung mga kino-consider under the equity method. Profit or loss, OCI, dividends, and results of discontinued operation. Basically, gagawa lang kayo ng T account dyan. So, ito yung solution. Investment in joint venture. Initial capital or initial amount is 500,000 kasi yan yung binayad mo for the 30% interest. Then, yung share mo sa profit, which is 1 million, tapos may ownership interest ka of 30%, so 1 million times 30%, that's 300. Same with the OCI, 200. Other comprehensive income mo, times 30%, that's 60. Then, since naka-receive ka ng dividends, bawas yan sa iyong investment account of 180,000 kasi 30% yung iyong interest. So, with that, at the end, yung ending balance mo sa investment in joint venture is 680,000. So, napakadali, di ba? No sweat. Kung gaano kayo nahilo kay joint operation, si joint ventures, napaka-basic. Now, the equity method, as we have said, is discussed in intermediate accounting. Part 1B, the various illustration, ito, mini-min niya, ito yung book niya, Part 1B, kung meron man kayo. The various illustration in that book also apply to investment in joint ventures. So, basically, ito lang yung sa joint ventures. So, ito, before the chapter summary, presentation in statement of financial position, investment accounted for under the equity method. So, this still talks about the joint venture, i.e. investment associate and joint ventures are presented in the statement of financial position as non-current assets. So, ilalagay nyo investment in joint ventures under sa non-current assets when presenting in the statement of financial position. Except when they are classified as held for sale under PFRS 5, non-current assets, held for sale, and discontinued operation. Now, if you can still remember, the account of non-current assets, held for sale, and discontinued operations is considered as a current asset. Current asset yan, kung matatandaan nyo pa. Now, transaction between a venturer and a joint venture. So, ito yung mga upstream, downstream. Paano yan? Well, sabi, gains and losses resulting from the upstream and downstream transactions between the investor and the joint venture are recognized in the investor's financial statement only to the extent of unrelated investors' interest in the joint venture. Kasi, may relationship sila at the first start pa. So, yung recognition lang is up to the extent lang ng unrelated investors' interest in the joint venture. Ito, participant to a joint arrangement with no joint control. Diba? As we have said, in any joint arrangement, it will be considered as a joint arrangement. In any arrangement, it can be considered as a joint arrangement as long as at least two or more ang may joint control. Kahit na yung ibang participants, kahit na yung ibang parties, walang joint control, basta as long as at least dalawa yung may joint control. So yan, ito yung instance na kapag may mga parties to a joint arrangement with no joint control. No, a party that participates in but does not have a joint control of dalawa yan, kung joint operation or joint venture. A joint operation accounts for its interest using the accounting applied by a joint operator if the party has rights to the assets and obligations for the liabilities of the joint operation. Now, in the absence, kung wala daw siyang rights over the assets, kung wala daw siyang obligations of the liabilities, then the party uses other PFRS applicable to the interest. So, yun. Same yung kanyang pag-account kapag may rights and obligations siya. Pero pag wala, then he will use the applicable PFRS. Pagdating naman sa joint venture, account for its interest using PFRS 9, financial instrument. Unless it has significant influence over the joint venture, then it will apply PAS 28, investment in associate and joint venture. So, ito, separate financial statements. A joint operator accounts for its interest using the accounting, as we have discussed naman kanina. A joint venture accounts for its interest using PAS 27, separate financial statement at cost, at fair value using the equity method. And a party that participates in but does not have joint control, a joint operation, or joint venture accounts for its interest using the accounting prescribed above, which is this one. So, yan lang. Additional notes lang to. So, with that, mali dito nilagay ko, illustration, equity method. Nagmali lang. Anyways, with that, additional notes lang tayo as provided. Ito, parang pang-review lang to, pang-rundown ng topic. Yung about sa joint operation, ito yung characteristics niya. Rights to the asset, obligations to liabilities, normally not structured to a separate vehicle. Diba? If you can still remember yung steps. Then, recognizes, ito nasabi natin, ano yung accounting niya, paano pag-recognize. Then, as you have said, when an entity acquires interest in a joint operation whose activity constitutes a business, the entity accounts for its share as a business combination. Ito, balikan nyo yung BAPE 7 natin. What constitutes a business, paano yung business combination, PFRS 3 yan, consolidation is PFRS 10. Ito for joint venture naman, rights to the net assets lang, usually only structured in a separate vehicle. Then tingnan yung mga contractual equity method siya under PAS 28. However, the separate this method is either cost, fair value, pag separatean daw. Separate financial statements, the investment is accounted either at cost, fair value in accordance with PFRS 9 or using the equity method. So, don't worry too much. Pang-review lang to. Ito naman, notable differences between the provisions, kasi if i-continue yung pagbasa ng books nyo, nag-provide yan ng some chapters or some pages about the PFRS, about the in relation to the small medium enterprises, SMEs natin. So, ito yung notable differences between the provisions of the full PFRS and the PFRS for SMEs. So, for the full PFRS, ito yung definition of terms. Sabi ni PFRS 11, an arrangement of which two or more parties have joint control is referred to as a joint arrangement. Kaso, pagdating kay PFRS for SMEs, small medium enterprises, a contractual arrangement whereby two or more parties undertake an economic activity that is subject to joint control is referred to as a joint venture. Diretso sa kanya, joint venture. Kasi pagdating dito kay full PFRS, a joint arrangement is classified as joint operation or joint venture. Pero sa kanya, joint venture yan agad. Then, a joint venture is classified into three. Jointly controlled operations, jointly controlled assets, or jointly controlled entities. Ito naman, choice of accounting policy of investments in joint ventures. Kasi, dito joint venture sa agad eh. Dito, titingnan mo pa kung joint operation or joint venture. So, with that, choice of accounting policy on investment of joint venture, ito, as we have discussed, under PAS 28, equity method yung ginagamit. Investment in joint ventures. Now, under PAS 27, when you are separate financial statements, investment in joint ventures are accounted for either at cost, equity method, or in accordance to PFRS 9, which is per value. Now, pagdating naman for PFRS of SMEs, interest in jointly controlled entities are accounted for using one of the following, either cost model, equity model, or the fair value model. So ito, notable difference lang naman between the PFRS when we account for full PFRS, joint arrangement, PFRS 11, and their counterpart for the PFRS of SMEs. So usually kasi sa board exam, yes, nasasali ang SMEs. Pero usually, pag nasasali ang SMEs, usually not all the time. Usually, pag nasasali ang SMEs, tawag dito, tiris yan ang tinatarget pag SMEs. Tiris yan. Pero minsan may nasama yung problems, but not too difficult. Kasi most of the time, tiris yung nasasama when it comes to SMEs. So ito, with that, let's go to application of concepts. Problem 5, classroom discussion. So tatlong items lang naman yon. Let's go. So ito, kung may copy kayo ng book nyo, or kung may copy kayo ng book, pag may book kayo ni Zeus, go to problem 5 for classroom discussion. So, basically, itong example sa problem 5, same lang sa illustration natin. I-repeat lang for retention purposes. So, ito, accounting for joint transaction tayo, and yung kabila niya, yung other one is the accounting for investment in joint ventures. Kasi, yan yung dalawang types of, yan yung dalawang types of joint arrangement. So, ito, accounting for joint transactions. Ito yung fact pattern. Si small, medium, and large form A, joint operation. So, sila yung parties to the arrangement. Si small, si medium, at si large. Now, the following were the joint operation transactions. Una, small transferred cash of 100,000 to large, kung saan si large yung appointed manager representing small's contribution. So, similar lang yung fact pattern sa previous illustration natin. Now, medium, contributed inventories worth of 120,000. Large, contributed cash of 80,000. Large, purchase naman, being the appointed manager, purchase inventories worth 160,000 and paid freight of 20,000 using the cash contribution. And as you can see, ito, tandaan nyo, enough yung cash contribution for the purchase of the inventories kasi meron ng 100,000 from the contribution of small and yung additional 80,000 from the contribution of large. So, yan. And large made cash sale of 900,000, and lastly, large paid expenses of 240,000 from the JO cash. Kasi naka-receive sa 900,000 eh. So, yan. And this, additional information, all inventories were sold except 1/3 from large purchases, which is ito yung nasa letter D. Large was charged for the cost of the unsold inventory, so sa kanya napasa. Ito, the joint operators agreed on the following. Si large makaka-receive ng management fee of 6,000 and a bonus fee of 15% of profit after management fee and bonuses. No, sa previous illustration natin wala yan. And any remaining profit or loss is divided equally. So yan, dalawang case tayo meron dito. Una, di ba? When accounting for joint operations, dalawang methods ang pina-follow or ang nangyayari. Una is yung no separate records, and yung pangalawa is yung separate records. So yung case 1, no separate records, and yung case 2, may separate records. So doon muna tayo sa case 1. Ito yung mga requirements. Prepare the journal entries for these transactions. Pangalawa, compute for the profit after management fee and bonuses, and determine mo na yung cash settlement. So, ito yun. So, una, i-journalize daw. So, same lang to sa kanina, sa illustration natin. O, ano yun? Si Small, nag-transfer ng 100,000 pesos cash kay Large. Since si Large yung appointed manager, ito, joint operation, debit, cash, 100,000. Para kay Medium and Large, debit rin. Para kay Medium and Large, para kay Medium, joint operations debit rin in the amount of 100 payable to Small, since si Small ang nagbayad, ang nag-contribute. Kay Large, pinasok niya yan, being the appointed manager, pinasok niya yan sa joint operation cash. of 100 and payable to small 100. Then yung pangalawa, medium, similar lang 'di ba sa illustration kanina. Si medium contributed inventories of 120. So yun. 120 kay medium. Debit joint operation for all the operators. Si medium nag-credit ng 120 for both small and large payable to medium since 'di ba sabi natin, kapag nag-cease yung operation ng joint operations, there's an obligation to return the inventories to medium since sayo nag-contribute. Kaya nakalagay dito, payable to medium. Yung C transaction naman, large contributed cash of 80,000. So yan, si cash. Since sayong appointed manager, nag-reclassify lang siya. JO cash, cash. Then, ito, payable to large, same lang, same sa kanina. Then, ito, large purchase inventory worth 160,000 and paid freight of 20,000 using the cash contribution. Kumuha siya ng pera doon sa JO cash, sa joint operation cash. Ito yun. Joint operation 180, joint operation cash 180. Now dito, since enough yung cash, kasi tingnan mo, may additional contribution na dyan, di ba? Sabi natin, may contribution ng 100 plus yung 80. So, may joint operation cash of 180. Now, that is enough para mabayaran itong 160 plus 20 for the purchase of inventory. Now, sa previous example natin kanina, ito, sakto. As you can see, hindi enough yung cash at the first place kasi 200 lang yung cash. Pero yung biniling inventory is 250. So, since yung biniling inventory is 250, kailangang mag-abono ni B ng additional 50. So, ito yun, lumabas siya, yung pag-abono ni B. Now, pagdating dito, since enough naman yung cash, there's no need contribution. So, walang payable for small and medium. So, ito, entries because the cash used na purchase price are already reflected in the small and medium's books under entries. And no additional entries man since enough na yung J joint operation cash. So for letter E, large made cash sale of 900 same lang. Joint operation cash since since nagkaroon na ng sale, credit sa joint operation cash, may receivable na si small and medium. So yan laborious talaga, di ba? Kasi kailangan mong i-record on all the joint operators. And lastly, large paid expenses of 240 from the joint operation cash. So yan, nag-pay siya. Then ito, receivable from large is credited because by paying the expenses out of the JO cash, large cash accountability is reduced. Kasi sakto naman sakto naman yung pera. More than enough pa na kasi nakakuha na sila ng 100,000 from the sale of the inventories. So yan, yan ang recording, basic. Now, requirement 2, compute for the profit after management and fee. Ito yun. Diba, as we said, para malaman natin kung may profit or wala, kailangan ng joint operation on the yung joint operation T account. Ito, merchandise contribution, yung 120, ito. Then yung purchases of 180, ito yung si 160 plus yung freight of 20. Then yung expenses, 240. Ito naman yung sales of 900, ito yun. Then yung unsold merchandise which is ang sabi dito, all inventories were sold except for 1/3 from large purchases. Ito yung large purchases is 160 plus 20, so 180 yan. Since 1/3 yung natitira from that purchase, so ito 160 plus 20 which is 180 in total times 1/3 kasi yan yung unsold inventory, unsold merchandise which is equals to 60k. So dito yan. So finalo lang yung journal entry. Ito, finalo lang. Sana yun? Yan. Pag no separate records are maintained. So with that, yung profit before fee and bonuses is 420. Ngayon, ang sabi, compute for the profit after management and fee and bonuses. Ito, profit before fee and bonus yan Bakit? Kasi ang sabi dito, the joint operators agreed on the following na si large entitled to a 6,000 management fee and 15% bonus o profit after management fee and bonus. So yan. Yan yung entitled siya si large kasi siya yung appointed manager. So may ma-receive talaga siya. So yan. Ito yung pag-compute, profit before management fee is 420 minus the large management fee of 6,000 minus the large bonus of 54,000. Paano na kung 54,000? Nandito sa baba. If familiar kayo, yan yung yan yung tingnan yung sa partnership natin. Sa partnership, yung partnership operations, magkano nare-receive ng mga partners, yung mga wording, di ba? Profit before bonus, profit after bonus, profit before interest, profit, etc., etc. Now, ito yung computation for the for profit after management fee before bonus, para malaman yung bonus. So, B is equals to P minus P over 1 plus bonus rate. And bonus rate natin dito is 15%. So, 1.15 yan. Ito, 414,000 because that is the profit before management fee, but before bonus, nabubulo na naman ako. So ito, follow nyo lang formula. So yung bonus is 54,000. So yan ang ilalagay nyo dito, 54,000. So the profit after management fee and bonus is 360,000. Ito yung shortcut sa baba. Paano solve? Madali lang. And with that, ang sabi kasi, any remaining profit or loss is to be divided equally. So ito, nakuha na ni appointed partner large yung kanyang share for the management fee and bonus, yung natitira, which is 360,000, to be divided equally na among the joint operator. So, parang partnership, di ba? Okay. So, with that, determine the cash settlement to the joint operators. So, but first, alamin muna natin magkano yung profit or loss share ng mga joint operator. So, ito, familiar kayo dito, partnership na partnership. Small, medium, large, yung profit natin before management fee and bonus is 420. So, allocation muna, priority, yung ni large, which is 6,000 and yung 54,000 as we have computed. Then, any remaining profit is to be divided equally, which is 360,000 divided by 3, 120, 120, 120. So, as allocated, yung allocation of profit or loss for small, medium, large, ito. 120 kay both small and medium, and large, since the appointed manager sa mas malaki, 180,000 for a total of 420. Now, with that, tawag dito, allocate na natin yung cash settlement. So, same lang dito. Same lang sa ginawa natin dito. Sanin? Same na yan dito. Dalawang solution ka meron. Either you use the personal accounts or you use the joint operation accounts. So ito, using the joint operation account for small, medium, and large, yung contribution nila, as you can see, 100 kay small, 120 naman kay medium, then si large, nag-contribute ng 80, then yung share niya sa profit or loss, share nila, ito, dito yan ang galing. Then, don't forget, yung ending inventory, yung unsold, is to be given or is charged to large. So, naka-receive siya ng sa kanya yung 60, sa kanya mapupunta, kumbaga. So, with that, yung marireceive nilang cash receipt, 220 kay small, 240 kay medium, and 200 kay large. Cash yan, cash. Now, to check that, JO cash, ito, para checking. Ito yung, kapag ginamit mo yung joint operation account. Ito, when you are going to use their personal accounts. Personal accounts ang gagamitin. So, ito, yung payable to S, payable to M, payable to S, payable to small, payable to medium, payable to large, yung receivable, same lang, di ba? Same pack pattern lang. Same lang dito. So, yun. Nirepeat lang ang process. So, yan. Same lang magiging answer. 220, 240, 200. So, yan. Yan, no. Basic lang, di ba? Ang problema lang talaga kay no separate books is, or separate records is, laborious siya. Now, going to case 2, kung saan may separate records na same lang yung yung requirements. So, as you can see, ito na. Ito yung recording of journal entries. O, makikita nyo, may additional column tayo dito, which is the joint operation books. Because, kailangan na ng separate records para mas madali. Ito, nag-contribute siya, si small, ng 100,000 cash, as provided here. So, diretso yan agad sa joint operation book. So, makikita nyo, di ba? Parang partnership yung recording. So, cash, small capital, 100. Naglagay ng Then, medium contributed inventories, ito yon. Inventories. O yun, inventory, medium capital. Then large contributed 80,000 cash. So same rin. Then purchases, yung 180,000. Then cash, sale of 900,000 and expenses paid out of the joint operation book. So basic na ba? Mas madali si separate records. Then with that, compute mo na yung profit or loss mo, which eto, same lang kanina, 420. Then hanapin mo or i-allocate mo na yung management fee of 6,000 and yung profit before bonus, which is 54,000 as we have computed na. So yung profit after management and bonus is 360. Same lang sa kanina, di ba? Iba lang yung method na ginamit. Ito na, cash settlement requirement C. Ito using the joint operation account, 220, 240, 200 nanggaling to sa nila. Okay. Itong 120 profit or loss nila plus yung contribution nila provided naman here. So basic lang, di ba? Just follow the procedure. Ito using the capital account, ito using the joint operation account. Same lang dito. Same lang. No sweat. With that, let's go to accounting for investment in joint venture. So ang given, entity X obtains joint control over a joint arrangement for an investment of 220,000. The investment gives entity X 40% interest on the net assets of the arrangement. So yan, net assets, ownership interest 40%. Binayaran niya 220,000. Now the joint arrangement earns profit of 800,000 and distributed earnings of 500,000 to the owners. So ang tanong, compute for the carrying amount of the investment at year end. So equity method to. Ito ang basic solution, T account. Initial investment 220,000, share in profit 800,000. Ownership interest niya is 40%. So 800 times 40%, 320. Dividends niya, kasi may distributed earnings, 500,000, 500 times 40% ownership interest, minus 200,000. So, 340,000 yung investment in joint venture niya at year end. So, basic lang, di ba? Basic, no sweat. So, yan lang ang discussion for joint arrangement. Ang joint arrangement, gaya na sabi ko, pagdating nyo sa review nyo for the word exam, madali lang. As you have seen here, madali lang talaga. Ang laborious lang is pagdating sa no separate records kasi kailangan mo tong gawin. Yun lang yung matrabaho. Pero pag no separate records yan, no sweat. Di ba? Sa joint ventures, just follow the equity method. Ito lang, di ba? Di ba? Share in profit or loss, other comprehensive income, then minus mo sa dividends, then sa yung sa distribution na yun, tawag doon? Kalimutan, anong term na yun? Result in discontinued operation, yun. Basic lang, di ba? Walang problema kay joint arrangement. So, that is our discussion. Kung may questions man kayo, don't hesitate to ask. That is all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you.